Hello friends. A person's actions often determine his future life, only he learns about it later. Therefore, it is important not to make mistakes in your actions, so as not to lose the most precious thing. The Savelyev family has been living together for 15 years. There was no noise or shouting in the house. And God did not offend the couple's finances. Only one problem is that they couldn't do it with the children. They both seemed to be in good health, but there was no one, and that's it. One morning Olga was in a hurry to go to work and wanted to walk through the park, but for some reason she turned onto the old path that she usually used to walk past the cafe. It was possible to eat there, but drunks often clustered nearby, since the store next door sold alcohol on tap. A boy of about 4 years old was sitting next to the cafe. Olga reacted painfully to children who were on the street without adults. And then she began to approach the boy slowly. He was whispering something. The woman heard, "Mom, don't drink, Mom, please don't drink." Olga asked what his name was and where his mother was. The boy introduced himself as Sasha. He said that Mom went into the liquor store and told him to wait for her here. "She'll be here soon," he added, not too amiably. Olga left work at the same cafe. There were always the freshest cakes there in the evening, which her husband adored. Approaching the catering establishment, she saw Sasha in the same place. He turned his head in all directions, clearly looking for his mother, and sadly watched the parents and children passing by. Olga greeted the baby again. He said that Mom hasn't returned yet. The woman invited the baby to a cafe to eat. She bought her husband a cake and wanted to take it to Sasha. But he asked for the usual food, mashed potatoes with a cutlet and tea. Olga was amazed at how hungry the child was. She sat down with him at the table to wait for him to eat. The boy, as an adult, spoke seriously about his life. They live in a room with their mother. When she's sober, she's good. And when he drinks, sometimes he beats him. When uncles come to visit her, she sends him out for a walk all day. He knows that then you can only return home at night. And he goes to the market. There you can sort out fruits or vegetables, and then some sellers give them a little to eat. Or they can treat you to a sandwich. Olga fed the kid, and he said that Mom was probably already at home, and he went to her. The woman cried all the way home. Her husband was surprised by her tears. She told the whole story. Sergei worked in the police in a senior position. He said that everything could be fixed. A week later, the guardianship authorities came to the dorm room and, after checking, took Sasha to an orphanage. A few months have passed and the mother was deprived of parental rights. Considering who asked for Sasha, he lived quite peacefully in the orphanage. He ate 5 meals a day and often watched cartoons. Olga visited the baby every day. At the same time, they were collecting adoption documents. Thanks to her husband's position, they significantly accelerated the whole process, and after a couple of months Sasha moved into his own room, where there were a lot of toys. The father of the family quickly became attached to Sasha. Surprisingly, they had a lot of common interests. Sergei was fond of motorcycles, and Sasha could sit in the garage for hours and watch how different nuts were unscrewed and screwed on. The man played chess the best in the department and the boy, to the surprise of the family, also understood the game well. It turns out that one of his mother's friends taught him, but his mother then kicked him out. And when my father went fishing early in the morning, he was surprised to see Sasha already gathered at 4 a.m. Sergei enrolled his son in a martial arts school and taught him to protect the weak. And he also bought a shepherd puppy for the boy through the kennel. Olga was very happy with her men and constantly said, "If only we had a daughter and would be the happiest family in the world." And they clearly heard her request from above. A little later it turned out that she was expecting a girl. Sasha was jumping for joy. It was the first time he called Olga mom and asked her to give birth to a little sister, whom he would protect. Who would have thought that this would happen? On Masha's first birthday, the family decided to go to a nearby park, where there were attractions for young children. They decided to shorten the road a little through garages. Sasha and Masha stomped in front, their parents walked behind. And suddenly a healthy dog jumped out of one garage and rushed towards the children walking in front. The parents were horrified to identify the Staffordshire Terrier. He aimed at the smaller Masha, but Sasha managed to run up and shout to his sister, "Run to your parents." The girl was scared of a huge growling dog and rushed towards her mother. The angry staff clung to the boy, shaking him in all directions. In the 10 seconds that the distraught father ran to the dog, she managed to drop and pretty much tear Sasha. The boy intuitively closed his throat and it saved him. The father brought down the raised stone with all his might on the head of the aggressive dog and was able to knock it out. His hands were shaking. Blood was pouring from his son's lacerations. The dog's owner ran up. Sergei yelled at him. The owner picked up his dog and started running. The ambulance arrived 5 minutes later. Doctors examined the boy, who was unconscious. They did not guarantee anything, but after a couple of minutes they drove away with the child and the father from the garages. For 3 days Sasha was between life and death. A week later, he was transferred from the intensive care unit to a regular ward. Olga and Sergei came to their son while their daughter was in kindergarten. They looked at the child and cried. Once they adopted an unwanted boy, and now he saved their daughter and became a real son, without whom they could not imagine their lives. Never skimp on sincerely doing good deeds. They will definitely return, if not to you, then to your loved ones. That's it, friends. Share the video on social networks. Write your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the channel if you are not with us yet. Bye.